To the show, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's your boy Rico no Suave here on a 1-2-1-2, ready to go with each and every one of you guys. We are back, and it is Wednesday, and I missed you. Did you miss me? I said, did you miss me? Right? Because I missed you guys, man. Today is another great day here in Chicago. The weather is beautiful, and I'm actually still in the thunder from my co-host right now. And I don't know, I just came out normally. But anyways, I'm going to pass it on. Put your hands together for my co-host, Valerie Malacio.
Hey, Feliz Wednesday.
Yeah, right? Right?
You know, I'm actually digging this whole Wednesday evening vibe, though. It's nice outside. It's calm.
It's beautiful here in Chicago.
Everybody's just relaxed. It's a nice Wednesday evening.
Yes.
So, you know, grab your little cocktail, cafecito, and just, kick back with us and watch the show.
Man,
it's like a Wednesday ritual now.
Hey, I'm super happy. I'm super happy to be able to have, us on a Wednesday because it's prime time, number one, right? And I'm so happy that we're prime time, and it's such a great feeling.
I like the engagement, of course, being the boss. He's all about the numbers, prime time.
Right. That's what we do.
Mama, I'm on prime time. Right.
Mama, I'm on TV. Got my cheek strong on that one. Okay. All right, everybody, we got a fun show for you guys today, and we're gonna start off with a little bit of breaking news.
Yeah.
Right. So on the breaking news end, let's get right to it. So, as you may know, there is a Twitter account called Yeet, right? And on Yeet, it says that I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda. So my thoughts with that is why attack Jewish people?
So is this on the Xanax? He was saying this halfway asleep.
I don't know. So, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Because I feel like he's rambling. There's no, the punctuation is all bad.
Yeah.
He's just rambling in that post.
So, I looked at this, right, and I was trying to figure out if this could have been Photoshop. I looked at it from a standpoint to see if there was, too much patience or the words were white out, or anything like that. But it comes to find out that it was actually true in regards to this floating around the universe, right? As a billionaire.
You mean the Twitterverse? Or wherever he put it on.
Yes, all of the things that he's been actually talking about has caused damage. Being Jewish, and I have Jewish friends as well too. These guys don't play around with money. They don't play around. They might be silent and like the lambs, but these guys are no joke when it comes to religion, when it comes to pride. When it comes to action and numbers. Yeah. Money is the number one key.
But that's a lot of the entertainment industry. So is he talking about being blackballed in the industry? And he's trying to blame,
of course,
any of the Jewish bosses out there in the industry? I'm not understanding where it all came from because we don't have the total background context. Again, I feel like he just rolled over in bed I was like, here's my phone. Let me just go ahead and ramble on my thoughts, without thinking about them.
Right.
Yay.
Right.
I don't, I feel like he's trying to say something and just using always bad choices of wording, of putting the whole structure of the words together.
The crazy thing about it is that he has so much great music. I'm going to separate his music in regards to his personal well-being.
You kind of have to.
Because you can't attack that piece. Because what he does as a musician, as he does as an artist, he brings music to us that makes us smile, right? He brings music to us that you can definitely tell that he's very artistic. He's incredible. I ain't gonna lie. He's very incredible. Being from Chicago
People
and knowing
from
that
Chicago struggle with this.
Man,
they struggle with Kanye.
We struggle for a reason because there's so much talent here in Chicago with creative ideas. That's why we kind of the number 3, right? Number 3 as far as within the continent of being creative, having the best downtown, great deep dish pizza.
So you try to see past the madness, past the noise.
So I want to clear that because I don't want to make it feel to the audience that we're attacking Kanye because of him as a whole person. We're actually not attacking. It's trying to understand where his mindset is because you're a billionaire and you have everything that's behind you that's going very well besides his personal issues that he may go through. It's affecting whatever he's going through. It's affecting his money. It's affecting him as a person. It's affecting everything that he might be going through with relationship-wise. It could be personal when it comes to his passing of his mom, but also he's been diagnosed as far as being bipolar.
He's been doing this for years.
Bingo.
Yeah, I mean, this happened with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yep.
This happened with Taylor Swift.
Yep.
I mean, these little outbursts that he has.
Yes.
And he targets somebody or actual people, a whole,
as a
grouping
culture
of people, culture of people.
Correct.
But at what point we're trying to give him a pass all the time? Well, you're just not speaking. You're trying to speak your truth. You're just choosing wrong words. And even I struggle with that because I'm like, I want to understand where it's all coming from, but I feel like I can't get past the noise because every time he speaks on it, he throws something else out there to derail exactly what he's trying to say. So it's like, then you have the people, I get it. I see what he's trying to say,
Sure.
Do you really? Can you decode all that? Because a lot of us are trying to figure that out. I think he has valid
Which goes to your
issues
point.
with the industry.
Yeah.
But let's speak on that.
So that goes to your point in regards to derail.
Yeah.
When something is derailed, like a train, you're traveling, something gets derailed, you wind up going off in the woods, right? You wind up going into an area where you don't. So this next photo that I'm going to actually show you is you as a train derailing. Adidas, they don't want to have anything else to be able to do with him. Keep this in mind. He has built a foundation for himself, just like what Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan and Nike. He has these Yeezys or whatever his shoe is with Adidas, and they brought in billions of dollars for him, but also billions of dollars for Adidas in general. And what he's doing is the personal matters that he's actually bringing out are people, culture that actually buy shoes and products that you're messing around with. We don't know what the Jewish people are doing in the back end with Adidas. We don't know. But
it doesn't matter. You don't need to attack any culture of people.
Well, I guess that's why I'm digging deeper into it.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Check your mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? His mouth is really, hitting his bank. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know what's going on. Kanye, man, get it together.
So,
get the help you need or whatever's out there. And I hate to say that there's something wrong with him because I feel like obviously something's going on out there that he's trying to express to the public.
Sure.
And I feel like those issues need to be addressed, but we can't get to them because all this other stuff is clouding it.
Yeah.
So
I would say, go to the next photo.
Rico.
This is the problem.
Oh, geez. What happened? What am I seeing? What am I looking at?
It's between Teddy Pendergrass and Marvin Gaye.
Oh
I don't know. I have to say, there's a phase approach. And my people that's actually on the radio itself, it's a picture, and you know the transformation of how Kanye has actually put himself out there with when he was with low cut, real shaved, looking really nice with Kim Kardashian, having kids by her, looking like a great dad, still making music, still helping produce, still putting people out there, got it with Adidas and all of that great stuff. I think what happens is that when you go through some certain parts of your life, you kind of let yourself go. And I think maybe he's trying to make a stance for whatever he believes in, and he has that image, right? Now, I don't know about the teeth thing, but
he's a preacher, right? Isn't he like an ordained minister or a priest or something like that? He's got a church. How do you spew hate and try to preach the word? I'm confused on that in any way, shape, or form.
I can't
I
comment on that piece because
he has a church, though, right?
I understand. Yes, I think he has a church. I think he's in religion, but I think the problem about it is that there's confusion going on with that. It's Jesus Walks. I understand. I love the song. I understand what's behind it. There's a lot of things that's behind it, but the problem with it is when you bring up the point, because the Jewish people have their religion as well too. The Islamic, there's a racial, ethnic background that we're talking about where I'm thinking about that from a Christianity standpoint, even non-denominational standpoint.
I don't think he sees past holding his phone.
He's not seeing
I really don't. I think the thoughts that he has in those moments, he just pushes them all out. Does this emotional dump out there, whatever he's thinking and feeling.
Yeah.
And then, but doesn't even really try to retract it later and tries to make it seem like it's everybody else that has a problem for not understanding him.
And I think that's the problem, because he also went on Drink Champs, and I'm going to leave it as this. He went on Drink Champs, and Noriega and him, Noriega stuff, it was really good. Uh-huh. And then that's when it came out with, he was jealous about the Jewish community, and it flipped. Like, he flipped it. Like, he went and said, I love the Jewish community. I'm not about hate in regards to that, but I think that's where the anti-Semitic came out with shirts. And the Brooklyn Nets team all had that. And then that's when Ye came out and said something about Stephen A. Smith as well as Kyrie Irving. And I guess they're talking about the anti-Semitic piece in regards to hate against Jewish. Mm. So, everyone, I just want to let you guys know, this is strictly an opinion in regards to what we feel and how we feel about Kanye West. I think that Kanye West needs more prayer, but I think he also needs to actually have, sorry, I looked over. I couldn't finish.
What the public really wants to know is, where do you stand?
Right.
Have you officially cut ties?
No, I haven't cut ties with Kanye West because he's also, okay. I don't cut ties with anyone,
right?
But I pray for them, and I hope that they get better over time. This is a phase that he's going through, and I pray that, and this is just for people that does not know in our audience what's going on with Kanye, right? Or what's going on, because he's representing Chicago.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, I would love to know what it is that he saw.
Yeah.
What it is that happened to him.
Yeah.
And I wish that part would come out already through all the little, hidden secrets and hidden, words and decoding and, just say it.
Just say it.
What did you see?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah. Kanye, get better, baby. All right, let's move on, because we have someone that's beautiful on our show.
Baby.
This young lady here has been friends with me for a long time, and to be able to see her grow into the jewelry industry, but also to be creative in regards to the jewelry that she has. Yes, she is representing the jewelry and the foundation of everything that you are going to see today. I want you guys to put your hands together, especially ladies. Look in the mirror.
Hey.
Get those earrings ready to go. I want you to shake them twice if you need to, because it should be nice. Put your hands together for Janina Castillo. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
How are you, love?
I'm good. Thank you.
Man, welcome to the party.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
You're excited?
I am.
That's good. That's good. We're definitely excited to actually have you here. So let's get right into it because, people want to know the first question. Why did you decide to get into the jewelry industry?
Why did I decide? Well, for many reasons. For a long time, I've always been creative.
Okay.
I've always loved the fine arts, whether that be music, poetry, paintings, whatever. I've always had a love for arts. And I've just always loved like statement costume pieces. And people would tell me all the time, like, why don't you make your own? You're always wearing unique pieces and you know how to dress up and you're very fashionable and trendy. So why not? And at first I was kind of like, that's not what I want to do. Like, whatever. I like wearing it. I like to represent other people and wear their stuff, but to make it, and I don't know.
You're like, I'll let you borrow my earrings.
Yeah, you can wear my earrings. That's cool.
Bring them back. Right.
Yeah. So that's really how it started. I was looking for something to do. I was not working at the time, and I was bored and I was lost in life.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine who suggested me making my own earrings, she gave me a jewelry kit, like a beading kit.
Okay.
When I was living back in Tennessee.
Sure.
And this is like fast forward like 10 years ago.
Sure.
So one day I was like, let me just try something with this. So I pulled it out and I made my first necklace. And my mom's like, wow, that's nice. Like, that's cool. Yeah. Wear it to work. And I'm like, once I got a job, I was like, wear it to work. And when I wore it, people were like, oh my God, I love it. So this started like 9 years ago, jewelry making.
Okay.
It wasn't until fast forward now with the business that I have currently, which is Pearlshop, is when I decided to do something different, which was with polymer clay, which is what I'm wearing right now.
How beautiful, baby! Yeah. So with starting a business, and it's good to be able to have some type of leeway, and it took your parent or your mom to tell you to wear something to work in order for you to move forward, and then someone actually says, I like it. So
it gives you a chance to kind of grow organically. Like, she tried her first piece. I'm sure you kind of dipped and dabbled in different types of, let's try this, let's try that.
I was nervous about because with a business of being an entrepreneur, you're going to get good criticism and you're going to get bad. Sure. And you got to take the good with the bad, right? That's how you grow, you stretch, you have to learn how to take it. So at first I was like, what do you mean wear it to work and show my coworkers? And surprisingly, everyone was like, I like this. I want this. How much is this? And I'm like, this is cool, right? I could do this, I was like, because I've never been the type of person to like a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
I've had so many jobs, like you name it, you're gonna be like, Janina, you've done that. You've done it all, right? I just never liked that structure. And now being a mother now and having the flexibility, like I love like the leniency of like being able to go like, I'm going to the park today and I'm gonna go do business stuff later. And like, so for me, I just like being an entrepreneur, I like being a stay-at-home mom.
So, that's good. But, when it comes to jewelry, there's so many ways of going about creating it.
Yeah.
Right? Creating jewelry. I mean, I think the first thing it is.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, with fashion, it comes with what goes with what, right? And how do you wear it? Or is this kind of a universal type of, earrings that I actually would wear, or a bracelet or a necklace or whatsoever? When it came to you actually getting in this industry, did you do any type of research to say, hey, once I get in this industry, how far can I take this?
Honestly, I didn't.
Wow.
I kind of took a leap of faith, and people be like, you need to center it around your audience, like what they like.
Yeah.
And I think when I'm being creative and I'm like, my creative juices are flowing, I kind of go with what I feel is like the color palette I want. Like, I'm like, I would wear that. And I know you're not supposed to like kind of base it off of your own interests. Sure. It's more like what the public wants and their customer base. But I don't operate that way. I didn't do research.
It was like, you don't want that. You want that.
I would just create something, and there were times when I would be in my office and like in my space doing creative stuff, and I would like make something and I'm like, I don't like this, I don't like the colors, I would take it apart. And then I would
I think that's both sides of the fence though, because I like going to people who can tell me what they think I should have. Like I do that when I deal with creative people, like even down to getting my hair done. Like there are people like, oh no, I've got to have this, I'll cut pictures out, I know what I want.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you want and see somewhere else doesn't always look good on you.
Yeah.
True.
And a professional will be able to tell you that. I went to my hairdresser and I'm like, I want this color red hair. He's like, oh no.
No.
Wow.
No.
He's like, negative.
and I did see it, and and I was like, yeah, he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. You're like, here, build me this. You're like, okay, this is nice, but with the outfit you're wearing, why don't you try this? Or so you give your own feedback. Do you have those conversations?
I do. There's times when people are like, your stuff may be too, it's not gonna, like, depending on your fan base and like your customer base, like some people don't like big costume statement, bold colors. Some people say, I like that, but can you do this in black, more subtle and more, or these little studs? And I'm always open to that. Like I do take custom orders, or if there's specific charms or colors, some people like silver, some people like gold. I really try to, satisfy them in that way as well.
Yeah.
But I kind of just go with the flow, like what I feel. I just create something, I put it out there. Sometimes it's a hit. There's times it's a flop. Some people don't. It really, and then sometimes months later, it targets one specific person. Like, I love that piece, and I'm like, I've been having it for like 6 months.
Yeah,
or that I love it, and then it sells. So it's a hit or miss with that. Yeah,
I like that because there's two ways of thinking about it. You're building your community of people that like what you like, right? Then you got the other community that probably don't like what you like, and you try to bring them in and say, you might like this, right? But I think, being creative, when things come to mind, how do they come to mind for you? Like, how do you automatically say, hey, I'm just going to make this? Is it something that you saw? Or is it something that you saw maybe on TV? Or is it something that you saw somebody else wear and say, I'm going to fuse it up? How do you come as far as being creative?
Yeah, no, totally. A lot of it just kind of comes natural, but there's times I'm inspired by other polymer clay artists or jewelry artists where I see their work and I'm like, wow, I love that color, I love this, that, or the other. So it really depends. A lot of it's just kind of just going with the flow and just, I'm in my space, I'm in my zone. I start pulling colors and beads and I just create, and it just a masterpiece comes out.
Excuse me, I'm choked up.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, you got me on that. Right.
And that's just how it happens.
Wow. I like that. Wow. Don't get it twisted. It's masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
Yes. Yeah. You need a master class of being a masterpiece. I like that. So, that's pretty cool because, to be able to just sit in a room and just start thinking, it's like freestyling on something that you have not even thought about, but it just hits right away. Some of and we will show your product, of course, later in regards to the photos you sent us. But when starting Pretty
Pearlshop.
Pretty Pearlshop. Pretty. Okay, so when you thought about being that entrepreneur, as far as for in this jewelry industry, because there's a lot of people that sell jewelry, right? I mean, this industry,
industry.
Even Jewelry Row, right? I mean, you can see a lot of people that have had business for quite some time, for years, right? This industry, when did you start Pretty Pearlshop?
I started Pretty Pearlshop in January of this year, actually.
Okay.
So I was kind of toying with the idea at the end of last year.
Okay.
I kind of was like doing a little research in that aspect. Like, can I do this? Would I be successful in it? I've done jewelry beading. That's completely different. This is clay. I don't know nothing about clay. So I kind of was like YouTubing and going on TikTok and seeing I think I could do this.
Yeah.
I got a lot of material already at home, like the tools and stuff like that. So I went out one day to Michael's and I bought it. And I said, I'm just going to wing this thing and try it. And we started in January. I started, I dived right in. I went in the deep end and I started my Instagram page. And then one day I was sitting there like, how am I going to come up with this name? And Pretty kept coming, pretty. And it, like, Pretty Pearl, I like it. It's got like a little sass to it, like Pretty Pearl, And then I'm like, okay. And then it just kind of flowed from there.
I'm choked up again. So that is awesome.
So funny.
That's awesome, man. So that's awesome. I really like. I love the name, of course, and of course, it's definitely very ladylike, right?
It is.
It's definitely ladylike.
You feel just pretty when
Pretty
you say
Pearl.
Pretty Pearl.
So you know who needs to be your ambassador.
There we go.
Right
there.
Right?
It just feels pretty.
We just signed you up.
right. We're gonna start a commercial.
Yeah, there we go.
Right. So with starting a business, it's not easy.
No.
Right. It's not easy at all. And you started January?
Of this year.
This year, right?
So 10 months in.
So what was the obstacle for you to be able to start that business? And of course, creating, this, you had the material, right? You had the material. Did you actually have the material before you started
I had a couple tools because I had a business prior to this for like about 8-9 years. It was called Pieces That Belong. Okay. And it was more beading though. It wasn't clay.
I remember that.
Yeah, but I didn't really.
That's a good name too.
I don't know. It's everything with the P's. I don't know. Pretty Pearl, Pieces That Belong. I don't know. Something with P just flows with me.
There you go.
So I did that, but this is before my son, of course.
Sure.
And I wasn't consistent with it. I wasn't like branding myself, marketing. So I kind of let it go. And then I became a mom. So. Yeah, but it does have its challenges being a stay-at-home mom, a full-time mom.
Sure.
That's probably my biggest obstacle as an entrepreneur for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Starting a business with Pretty Pearlshop is, it kind of gives you that, hey, I need to get myself out there, right? Need to get myself out there. How did you start to, besides social media, how did you start getting yourself out there, for people to see your Pretty Pearlshop?
Of course. I actually started signing up for pop-up shops, like vendors events. Never did one in my life, not even my previous business. So I was super nervous. I signed up for my first one. It was free. I didn't have to pay a registration fee. So I'm like, hey, this works out cool. Met some awesome people, and it's just been like a domino effect from that point on.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cool people, huh?
Yeah, I have.
Cool people?
I have. I'm a people person.
Yes.
So I love people. I love community.
You love humans.
I do. So
that's good to hear, especially nowadays when people are like, "Oh, I don't like being around people. I'm antisocial." I love to hear that
I do.
You like community, and
I call them my vendor friends, like people I've met in vendors that are business owners themselves.
Yeah.
And then my social media platform friends and people.
Those pop-up shops are good.
They're fun.
Yeah, because they're all like artisan-like and business owners. So you can get a nice pair of earrings. Some handmade soap.
Yeah.
All kinds I've seen some really cool stuff.
Boutique-y style stuff. Very unique.
So before we go to a commercial break, we have, we see a lot of vendors, right? We see a lot, and people that come on to the show. I don't think we ever had anyone with the jewelry standpoint of earrings or just in general like that. And especially not the name itself, right? So, to be able to go out and be that vendor and be that pop-up shop, and most of your stuff is from scratch, handmade?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Handmade, right?
Yeah, everything's handmade. I do it all.
That's awesome, man.
Everything, not
everything.
most.
Not everything.
Everything.
Make sure everybody gets everything. Scratch.
Right.
There you go. Yes.
We're gonna help when we say thing. Right? Thing. Right?
There you go.
Man, I'm so happy that you're actually here.
That's how down home it is.
Right?
She went to the basement with that one.
I did. I had to be very specific.
Close that door behind you.
Yeah.
Right?
Telling the kids to shut up while she finishes the pieces.
All right, everybody. We're going to take a quick commercial break, everybody. We're going to be back in no longer than 30 seconds. We'll see you back with Janina Castillo.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Cars will break down. And when they do, it's too late. If your car is out of warranty, it leaves you with two choices. Get stuck paying for expensive repairs, or one phone call to CarShield. Their administrators pay for your covered repairs so you don't have to. Your coverage includes roadside assistance, towing, rental, and so much more. Plus, with their nationwide network, you choose the mechanic or dealer. Best of all, there's coverage for every wallet size. Make the smart call before it's too late. Call CarShield today.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. You already know we are my girl from Pretty Pearlshop.
Pretty Pearl. It just makes you want to sit up straight. Pretty Pearl.
Yeah, right. Especially for you ladies. Yes.
Pretty Pearl.
We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do got to give, a few shout outs to everybody that's out there. My man, John T for free.
John T for free.
In with us. And also, we have none other than my man, Primo Cruz. Is checking in. Everybody's checking in with us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us here on the actual show. Yes, my co-host Valerie Alessio, and you ready for some more?
Yes, I'm ready.
I know
Janina.
Right.
Pretty Pearl.
They are so funny.
So, we do have the name, and Pretty Pearlshop is such a great name for your shop, right?
It's catchy.
It is.
And that's what I wanted. I wanted to have
earrings. Do you have Pretty Pearl?
Pretty Pearl.
Right, Pretty Pearl.
It's just
shop, please.
Shop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you planning on opening up? Okay? Let's say, 2 or 3 years down the line. Is this more of a home based right now, or are you going to actually open up a shop itself?
Well, my long-term goal is to open like a boutique kind of shop.
Okay.
I want a space to not only to be able to display my work
Yep.
and work out of. So,
Yes.
because literally my closet is my office. I gutted it out and made it an office.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like outgrown it because of buying stuff and buying it, and so yeah, I definitely want to get a boutique. But I don't only want the space for myself. I also want the space for like other artists, like entrepreneurs that want to display their work.
Oh, wow.
To put into my shop.
Yeah.
But then my big dream is to do like workshops. I want to be able to give back to the community. I want to do workshops for like the youth.
Come on. Come on. Yes. I mean, that's what we love.
That's
okay.
a great vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want the
love
space. I already have the name. God put it on my heart to do it. It's just I needed the space to do it.
Yeah.
And I had people that were like, I would sign my kids up for this. Like, especially what's going on in our city with the youth and like the violence. Like, I feel like we need more outlets for our youth and young adults, and just to teach them about entrepreneurship and like just show them something creative through the fine arts.
Yes.
Right.
But not only just me showing them, but I also want to bring in like my fellow like vendor friends who like have small businesses where they can do like a candle making class or whatever. Like I have a friend who does sofrito, then I have another friend who makes coquito, like learning that type of craft.
Well, I don't know about the kids in coquito, but
well, yeah, with the version like non-alcoholic, right?
Right.
Go to sleep.
Merry Christmas. You've been sleeping for 2 days.
Yeah, they went to sleep real good for 2 days.
We going back to that shop.
Yeah.
Right? Then we're going to learn a way to take our kids to the nursery.
Right.
But it's a great vision. Like that is a great, and the first step is, to have the vision.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then let it all kind of unfold, and you'll feel the pull.
Oh, yeah.
We talk to a lot of visionaries, and they talk about the push and pull.
Yeah.
And, it'll pull you towards it.
Yeah.
What you need to do to have that all fall into place.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing.
That's a good point. That's a good point because being able to have all of those vendors, right, and putting them all together is like a melting pot, right? And it's like, hey, and then of course, when you're talking about sofrito and you're talking about, coquito, then you're kind of going into a Latin-owned business. Yeah. Right? You definitely know that, right?
This is true,
right? Because when you actually go in there.
Don't mix the sofrito and the coquito with the kids.
Make sure you ask
for sure.
Right? Make sure you
that'll be the adult workshop.
Right. She's like, that one's for grown people only.
But I just wanted to have like a space to be able to do that, to bring, like we're in no competition with one another. Like we all have our small businesses. It's a struggle. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money invested in this. So I want the space for it.
I love that.
Yes.
Thank you.
They say coquito for kids.
Well, hey, you never know. Maybe she'll create her own version of it. Yeah. That's kid friendly.
They're like, hey, we want the Puerto Rican horchata.
There you go.
So, that's crazy because one of the things about being an entrepreneur is the ups and downs, the milestones that you have to be able to build off of. And I think with all different types of pearls or things that you're actually going to be putting out there, now, are you looking to just actually stay in a jewelry, but also are you looking to be in that fashion designer with clothes as well?
That is a good question. I didn't prepare me for that.
That's okay. Freestyle.
Well, the reason I put shop behind the Pretty Pearl Shop was because I didn't want it just to be specifically just earrings. Like
Correct.
that's like my main like target, like where I make my sales and things like that. But I also want to be like more like do T-shirts and sweaters and things like that. Like branch out more.
Just room to be creative.
Yeah. So
whatever
when I
you
do,
feel like that day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the flow. Make all these.
And you know what? It works. Like literally, she could take a picture of those earrings and slap it on a shirt and it would sell.
Hot.
Yeah.
Too hot for TV.
I want 10%.
I got you.
I think
my 10% sold.
I think for when it comes to and of course we love giving ideas to entrepreneurs like yourself, right? Because we're
these are always like brainstorming sessions.
Always.
Awesome.
And that's the thing that we like about what we do is because entrepreneurs like yourself, you're limited up to a certain point of when I get into the science room, right? And I'm trying to figure out what is my next step. Or I'm looking at a wall and I say, okay, I like that color. I look on other wall. I say, oh, I like that color. Let's put that together, right? But then the design behind it, though, right, is where you're being really, really creative. Now, of course, we talked about ropa. We talked about that. When it comes to you selling, though, like, are you the type of person that you love to sell in person, or it doesn't matter if you're selling online? Because it's different. Like, if you was like, hey, you know what, I like that. I'm just using an example. I like that item on Wayfair, right?
Well,
am I gonna get that?
Don't do that.
Am I gonna get that with Janina, right? When I want to order that from online, and when you ship it to me, is it going to look the same? Right?
Remind me to tell you the story about my Wayfair couch.
Okay, I'll tell you about that. Tell me about that later.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So like when you see the jewelry workshops, like when they do these online, we're going to do a sale between 7 and 8, and they just start showing all these earrings and stuff like that. Do you do the lives like that?
I've done a few. I haven't been as successful. I think a lot of it's because haven't been consistent with it.
Okay.
I think once I, build my audience and like do it naturally, people are expecting it, like your show, like at this time, with these promoting it. I think once I get in the habit of doing that, it's just finding the flexibility, because I do juggle motherhood and homeschooling and business. It gets tricky, so I'm like, what days would people really tune in? And are people? And I've done it, and as an entrepreneur, you do get kind of discouraged a little bit. I have like two people viewing, and then I have 10, and then I'm like none. So I'm like, okay, I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, at this point.
Hit and miss.
And that kind of defeats the purpose of me doing it live.
Do you buy online? Like, do you do?
I do.
You do buy online?
I do buy online, and I do buy from independent sellers, right? I like that, right? And even when, because I like to cook, I might go to an independent shop to actually see how they put certain garlics or certain spices together. I like stuff like that, and I'll buy it from that.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
and then when you smell it, you're like, whoa, this is totally different than McCormick, right?
Yeah.
Or it's totally different from Lori's, right? Yeah. That too, right? It's not the same in the house, right? And you're like, oh, I really like that. But it's also supporting local businesses,
absolutely,
right? I mean, for yourself. But I think, for you, that you're actually, you're putting things together where a lot of people in Chicago is trying to put those things together, and it's hard. It's not easy. I mean, especially if you just go in and say, boom. Do you have a specialty of an earring or a piece that you say, man, I can make this 500 times?
Like a favorite almost?
Yeah.
Or something you're maybe coined for, that known for. If someone was like, oh yeah, go to her. She makes great this.
I get a lot of like the dangly ones, like the dangle earrings, and more like statement pieces and stuff, like, or unique pieces.
Yeah.
I like a lot of my stuff, not to sound cocky, but like I make it. I'm like, I would wear that. I want that. I need to make myself a copy of this. Like I just love myself.
They're like, I tried to buy some earrings off her, but she just wouldn't let them go.
Oh, she kept them all for herself.
She would not let me buy these earrings.
Right. I got 500 here, but you might just get one.
She's like, I just looked in the back. Those are the last ones.
Those are the last. Those are all mine.
Can't have them. Sorry.
If you really want it, I'm gonna have to. You got to pay the price for it.
Come back next week.
Oh my gosh.
And that's the cool thing about.
I'm very proud of my work. I really am. And there's times I'm like, I love this. I would wear that.
Yeah. So I would say, love yourself to a limit. We don't want you to. We don't want you to.
Financial advisor.
Right. It's like, we need
right.
to cut
Love
off.
yourself up to a limit, because there's other people out there that you might have to love them too, right? So I love it, man.
Do you remember like your first piece you ever made, like that you were super proud of, or do you remember that first piece you made?
I'm trying to think since I've
been it might have been a frustrating situation, or you couldn't get it right, or do you remember the first piece of jewelry you ever made?
I can't go that back far, like, because I did the other business before, so I'm trying to think like that. Or if you're like referring to this one.
Pearlshop.
Yeah.
Let's say for Pretty
This
Pearlshop.
one.
Which was your first one for Pretty Pearlshop?
It wasn't my favorite. It was like I was beginner stages,
Yeah.
and I still actually have it to this day. I never sold it. I never posted it. I wanted to keep it as to show my growth in my craft. And
Wait, you got me giggling. Oh, sorry.
It's an inspiration piece.
It is an inspiration piece.
Sorry, I got the giggles on that one. So it wasn't your favorite. But how do you know it's not a favorite for someone else?
This is true. This is true.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's got different tastes or different needs for something.
I'm sorry, I got my giggles. Oh, sorry.
This is true. I didn't personally like it, and I feel like if I don't like it, I won't put it out. I don't know if that makes sense.
I feel you.
Because I'm like, and it was my like super beginner stage. I was learning how to bake the stuff and the temperature, and it's a whole process.
Rico,
I don't care. He's like, I would have sold it. It wasn't the greatest of my work and my craftsmanship. Like, it definitely wasn't. So I keep it as a reminder.
So were you kind of like hesitant with trying to put it in front of people to be able to see
that
what
one?
they thought?
I was.
Well, I think she was concerned with branding.
Yeah, I was
like, I don't want people thinking,
are people really going to buy
work,
this? Like,
know?
I wasn't
what if
crazy
we brought
about
it out now? Because everybody saw all the other products. What if we would have brought it out now compared to the other ones and just put it out there and just watch what people see it like this? Like,
with the side eye, like,
I personally don't think they would be too pleased. That's just my opinion. But who knows? Like you said, there's a different audience. You never know. They might just be like, I love it. How much?
Exactly. If you were to describe that piece that you had, not trying to hurt your inspiration.
No,
but what I'm trying to say is that if you were to look at that piece back then, you're like, hey, you know what? It's ugly. I don't like it. This is not Janina Castillo. And then all of a sudden, you got all these other beautiful pieces that made up for the pieces that you didn't like. You bring that piece, you put that right in the middle of the other pieces, right? Of course, you side eyeing that piece, right? You're like, hey, I know that piece was not my favorite, right? If somebody came and bought that piece, would you try to make another one of the same one?
Yeah, you got me there. I probably would.
Yeah, right?
I would.
Okay, would you try to make a different version of the one?
the 2.0 version?
I know, right? Probably no. Honestly, I kept it for myself just to show, like to inspire me.
What did it remind you of? Did it remind you of anything?
How much I've grown and stretched as a businesswoman. Like how much I've learned, the techniques.
Again, inspiration.
Inspiration. It really is. I look at it and I'm like, man, I've come a long way in the 10 months. It's been short, but
that's a good way to.
Yeah. We all go through it.
There's
times where there's just places where you don't want to go back to, right? That you've been. There's things that you have actually done, like for myself, that I've done. And I said, I'm never giving that person money again, right? And I might say, you know what? Maybe the person changed their life, and I'll give them $2, my last $2, right? So, and one of the things about it is that there's people, there's things that change over time. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say that is because your inspiration back then was just, hey, I just started. Now, don't get me wrong. When we first started this show, it was just a show, right? It was like,
girl, we had one camera.
We had one camera.
Wow.
We had one camera.
But you see the growth,
But I still see the growth.
Yeah.
But I still have that picture. And I posted it online.
As a reminder.
But people liked it and people talked about it. There was some that liked it and some did not. But it was my show, right? And I think from that inspiration piece, it was meaningful. We gotta go to a commercial.
We gotta take a commercial
Everybody,
break.
we got Janina Castillo from Pretty Pearlshop, baby! We'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody.
We'll be back.
Foreclosures are surging as COVID mortgage bailouts expire. You don't have to lose your home. We can help. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, threatened with foreclosure, denied a loan modification, or have been the victim of a predatory loan, the Stop Foreclosure Group can help save your home. Remember, you have rights and we have options. For a no-obligation consultation, call 1-888-245-1532.
Cars will break down. And
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back.
We are back.
We're here with Janina Castillo, the founder and owner of Pretty Pearlshop. You having a good time?
I am.
You are?
Thank you.
Yeah. We were about to give you a little bit more coquitos, so you know what I mean?
Right.
I could use some right now. I could use some actually.
Man, we love as far as, your growth, right? We love as far as January. And January's almost coming up to your year anniversary.
Your 1 year
right?
anniversary.
So we love this.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank
But
you.
we're going to congratulate you again, over and over and over again. There's some photos that we do want to show, right, of your products, right, of your products. And, you know, we're gonna put that up full screen because we want the whole world to see it, right? So we got these, the pumpkins.
Oh, I like the pumpkins.
That. I like those. That is really nice. Right?
Oh my goodness,
I really like that for the holiday season,
Yes.
right? And of course, you know, pumpkin spice makes everything nice, right? Okay. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you got them in different colors.
Yes.
So is that specifically just for
like for the fall,
October,
like
for the
harvest,
fall, right?
like yeah.
Okay. Let's see what the next one's like. Let's go to another one. All right, there we go. So describe that one. What's this one?
So this is a little different. So not only do I do polymer clay, I do resin. So this is resin. So this is a liquid that turns into a solid. So you could put like dried flowers. You could put any kind of things in it, pretty much.
Oh wow!
So this is what
I've seen those videos like on Instagram and TikTok where they do the music and then they show it forward.
Oh
it's
wow!
so much fun. Wow. It's fun because you put it under UV light. It goes from liquid to like a solid. You put whatever you want in it.
Okay.
So exploring a little bit. So not only do I mess with clay or like deal with clay, I do
now you
resin.
can put whatever you want inside those, right?
You could put, I mean, sprinkles if you want. You could put people's pictures and put resin and put it under UV light. Dried flowers from like your anniversary or wedding.
To put somebody like small picture in your ear.
Yeah, people even do ashes.
Some ashes
and cremation.
Baby teeth.
Yeah, baby teeth.
Like your kid, the baby teeth.
For real?
Yeah, like they say.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
but I get what you. Yeah.
I saw them do that on a Instagram or a TikTok.
People do ashes too.
Or your baby's first hair, like the haircut.
Wow, for real?
People save things like that all the time.
Crazy. But but for earrings though, or just as a like
a lock earring,
or you could a necklace. Like you do all kinds of stuff with it.
You can even do like trays, like little where you put your jewelry, like a little trinket holder, and it's
that's cool too.
My mom should have did my front too. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one.
See if your mom still has them.
Right. No, she gave it to the fairy.
Oh my goodness, those are cool.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to
like
order
that.
those for you.
That's hot. You got Scream on there.
Yeah, and then Jack
my
from the
daughter
Night Before
calls him
Christmas.
Ghostface.
Ghostface?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The kids
I know it by
Scream. And I'm thinking to myself, because I'm thinking Ghostface, the rapper Ghostface.
Wu-Tang.
I'm like, you seen Ghostface? Who dressed up like Ghostface?
I know it as Scream too, so I was like confused at Ghostface.
I was like, oh, Scream.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, the Ghostface. I'm like, girl, that ain't Ghostface. Got me all confused.
All right, let's see what's up next.
I'm like, Wu-Tang came to your school? Didn't tell nobody.
We know it's so bonito, cabrón.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you have it.
That's hot. Yeah, that's hot.
These were one of our best sellers over the summer for the Boricua.
I'm
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a table out there? Did you go to the fest?
I was invited. Unfortunately, it was a little pricey for me.
Okay.
Sure. You know, but
maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. I would definitely love to do it. So I sold it online, honestly.
Good. Yeah. Hey, that's the way. Keep selling that. Mm-hmm. All right. We'll see what's next. These are nice.
Oh, those are cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for more statement, bold, unique, dangling, like have your hair pulled up real cute, these will be like it. Like earrings to wear.
Now, do you do custom designs?
I do have customers that'll hit me up and say, hey, I like your Puerto Rican flags, but can you do
Mexican flag?
Mexican or Ecuador or Cuban. I do. Yeah, so I do custom
I'll put my order in.
Yeah. There you go. There we have it.
That's
and
awesome.
just like that.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one, see what we got there. That's pretty cool.
So these are almost like buttons. This actually is polymer clay and it has resin on top. Okay. So it's got a seal on it. So it gives it like that glossy like finish shine to it with the gold ring around it as well.
Do you do like, so when you're actually shaping these, is this like, what type of tools do you use?
I'm sanding. So it's a whole process from like you have a block of clay and then you have to condition it to flatten it so it doesn't have air bubbles. And then now you're like taking your cookie cutters and you're making the design and then you have to bake it.
It's a whole shop.
And drill it and sand it and wash them. It's a whole process to do this. It's a lot of work.
I don't know what kind of shop you'd call that. Not a ceramic shop. I wouldn't say wood shop. It's just a shop.
Yeah, just a shop.
It's
Pretty Pearlshop.
Pearlshop. There you go. Real tools. She's like, it's real tools, Rico.
Right.
She uses real tools.
I do have real tools. I have pliers. Yeah.
He's like, is she just twisting stuff? And
Choked up.
I'm not using my bare hands.
Right.
I'm using tools.
She got a tool belt and everything.
No, because I like thinking that maybe you have like the magnifying glass and actually has that.
I do have a light. I do have like a mask because when we were doing sanding,
course.
of course, all the like resin and stuff like that, the smell, you definitely want to protect your lungs.
He's envisioning you with a whole suit on.
I know, like a whole
blowtorch. Blowtorch is fine.
I just have a face mask. That's it. It's some good lighting.
All right, what we got next? Nice.
Pumpkin spice, so you were just saying.
Look how cute that is.
They're actually one of our best sellers right now.
Okay.
They're flying like as long with the honey, with the cinnamon rolls. I'm sorry. These are little stud earrings.
Okay.
If you're into Starbucks and all that good stuff.
All right. Okay. What else? We have how many more we got? Okay. So
these are fall.
All right.
More fall
nice
leaves.
fall.
So these
Yeah.
have the
We're
leaves.
keeping it fall. October, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what the next one. We got two more.
This is actually a little different. This
Ooh, I
is wood
like
with
those.
acrylic paints. So I wanted to branch on not just do polymer clay.
Okay.
So I do like the resin, wood, acrylic. Kind of like change it, give it.
Is there a layer over the wood? So it
It's
doesn't like break
No.
or.
Just paint.
They're very
over it.
pretty.
Thank you.
Very pretty.
Thank you.
Let's go. We got two more. I like this.
The
All the
pumpkins.
pumpkins, boy. You love the pumpkins.
I
That's
do.
good.
Boy, your
I'm glad
design
that
is great,
I
though. I mean,
know.
that looks
Thank you.
just like a pumpkin.
Thank you.
It is.
Goodness.
Give it up for the cutters.
Hey.
Yeah, man. For sure.
But then, I sanded, had to clean it up and all that good stuff, drill the holes in them and put the tools and stuff like that.
All right. Let's see what the last one is.
Our breast cancer.
Oh,
Yes,
beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Love
yeah,
that.
that is awesome. I hope that sells a lot.
You. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I really do.
Me too.
And to all of you guys that's out there, audience, if you have, breast cancer survivors or people that's actually going through this right now, this is a very great piece for inspiration. I would say, please make sure you go and buy that now.
I also have autism awareness because as I mentioned before, I don't know if I mentioned, but my son has autism.
Okay.
So I definitely made like puzzle pieces, like the colors to
like
represent
that.
and like bring awareness, of that as well.
I think you should do that for all different types of
for sure.
Situations, right? Even diabetes. Like my father had diabetes. I know there's something as far as with diabetes that you can actually have that, for diabetes as well too, and cancer and all of that. I think that will go a long way in regards to your shop. All right, so great job! Hey,
I love it.
All right, let's talk about.
I was waiting for more. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah. So,
you have to go on my Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go look you up.
timing is always key. Timing is always key when it comes to you making these earrings and making your products. What is the average time? So if someone says, hey, what if they want it same day? Like, say if they wanted a same day product, say, hey, I really want you to make this. I got, let's say pumpkin, right?
Okay.
I want at least 10 pumpkins, right? How long does it take for each one of those to actually make from a timing standpoint?
Well, usually when I am doing my work, is when my son's down sleeping for the night.
Okay,
That's the only time I have the flexibility to do so. So I'm up long hours of the night doing this. It could take anywhere from 2 hours most.
Wow.
Yeah. Because like I said, it is a process. So I
yeah.
have to do everything step by step and get it done. But it's possible. I haven't had a customer need it right there.
Sure.
But that's a good point though, because there will be someone hey, I want 20 of those right now. And
can you do more than one at a time?
Oh yeah.
Or okay.
I do. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3 just to kind of see if it is a hit or miss. And then if they request it, I'll make some more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I so that 2 or 3 hours is basically if there was 10 of them, you can do that within 2 or 3 hours.
I could.
Right?
A slab would literally, I could just
That's
make it,
hot.
do it. Yeah.
That's hot. I think you should do a class. I know we talked about the master class and all that stuff, and we talked about how to put that together. But I think that would be cool for families, like a family event, right? Of something that's really cool.
I would sign up for it. My girls would love it.
Yeah.
How old are your daughters?
They are 7 and 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So exactly.
I've done it with my family, like my cousin's kids. We did it for Valentine's. I was like, I'm just gonna bring it and show them, and they loved it because they were able to make whatever they want. I was like, I would just show them. Here's the tools. Here's the machine. Boom, 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 and
sensory.
do it.
Yeah,
and they have something to be like, hey, I made these, like you know, to show off. So
bachelorette parties.
Yeah, I actually been.
I wouldn't know what y'all would do.
Right.
On that,
I don't know about
keep
alcohol and all the tools.
You know,
Those earrings would look crazy.
I couldn't
Like, girl, where you
imagine.
get those earrings? I don't know, girl. I was like 5 martinis.
I did not teach them that. I just said be creative, and they ran with this. Like that's what they wanted to wear.
Oh
no! It would be fun.
You got girls lining at your door for some
There
things.
you go. It's actually funny that you mentioned about doing workshops because I've been offered to do them, and I'm like, okay, this is cool because right now we're at my friend's candle shop. We're featured our jewelry there.
Okay.
So she hosts like candle making classes and stuff, and she's being really successful. And she's like, hey, why don't you? I'm actually may have one next month that I'll be hosting at her shop.
Good.
So I'm like, okay, cool. This is fun. I can teach other people.
Yeah, people are always looking for friendly or girls' night out ideas.
Yeah.
You know, so. Or
Have a
guys
of wine,
out, you never know.
Hey, guys are welcome to learn too.
Because I know guys still have back in the Houdini days, they actually still had like Houdini's like friends. How many of us have them? Right? They have the they used to wear the earring with
earrings or
cufflinks.
cufflinks.
Yeah. So that brings up a good point. I was going to ask about because when I saw the round ones, cufflinks. Right? Are you able to make something like that for cufflinks?
Yeah, no, for sure. I've done like pop-ups and like vendor events, and I've had guys like, oh, you only like target women, are you gonna do men in the future? would love to expand.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously jewelry is more woman, but there's more variety for us in colors versus for men is more simpler. So I would have to do a little research on that to see, but I'm definitely open to it if people request it.
Yeah, I think they will because the bigger you get, and then they be like, man, this is all for women. You have anything for men. When it comes to like necklaces and bracelets and stuff like that, that would be really cool. But also my memorable items, that may be, something for mom, right? Or something that reminds me of my mom or my dad, or something that you can make with like my father, right? Of a bracelet of, he's a piano player, so something with the keys on it. You know what I mean? So that will definitely expand you as well. So we got to put up your contact information. So your contact information, there's a card. Actually, we don't have the regular lower third, but there's a card. I think that says Pretty Pearl Shop, right? And it actually has your information on there. So let's put that up. So Pretty Pearl Shop, everybody, handcrafted polymer, right?
Polymer
clay, right? Jewelry. Follow us or her on Facebook and on Instagram, right? And that's her.
Follow Janina at Pretty
Follow
Pearl
her,
Shop,
right? Right, at Pretty.Pearlshop on Instagram, and is that also on Facebook as well?
Yes.
Okay. And then you can also go to her website at www.prettypearlshop.com as well. So that's it, baby. Let's go. Hey, so I have something for you.
Oh, what you got?
Shirt.
Oh, yay.
I have a shirt.
I love gifts.
Yes.
I love surprises.
Yes, we do too. So, this shirt represents, as far as you being, it's crazy, I'm about to say this, a gem, right?
There you go.
A gem of the world.
She's a pearl.
Right?
And a masterpiece, remember?
And a masterpiece.
You are a masterpiece. Right? Everyone that comes on our show, we congratulate them as far as everything that they actually do for the world. That's actually bringing out great inspirational things. And what you're doing is you're putting out very inspirational things from when you first started of inspiring you, which you should make sure you put that on the counter, right? And then also how you're basically making things for, breast cancer, right? I really like that. You're touching the world with your jewelry. So I want to say welcome to the show. Yeah, baby! That's right!
Hey!
Yes. Janina, you are a pearl, baby.
You
are
a pearl.
A pretty pearl.
Yes.
And we'll definitely have to check in with you next year.
Yes.
And see how you're doing and how that vision is unfolding.
Yes. Yes.
And we are going to, we're going to start, we're going to travel a little bit, but we're going to have live places that we're going to be at as well, too. And would love for you to tag along with us, for you to be able to sell your product as well. Right, and we'll talk about contracts and all that later. He's
like, we'll talk later about that on camera. And our commercial. Yeah, the commercial. Right. I might just take her. I might just take her.
Infomercials. Right, infomercials.
He's gonna be like, what happened to my co-host?
That's right.
She decided to join Pearlshop.
That's right.
Well, thank you for having me. This has been fun.
Thank you so much for being on this show today. It was a beautiful time. Beautiful time. Everybody, put your hands together for none other than Janina.
Pretty Pearlshop.
All right, everybody, we got to get out of here, but we want to thank you guys so much for having a great time with us. And everybody that was on here, Melissa Lebron, she said, congratulations,
my cousin.
Hey!
Congratulations. Yes. And yes, my man, Primo Cruz. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you share this as well, too, because Janina is sharing the world with pearls in her shop. Right? Pearls. All right, let's go to our website. We're going to get to our website and our social media, everybody. www.riconosuaveshow.com. We do have a new look, so that's coming up tomorrow, everyone. So make sure you get ready because we have upgraded our website. So we want to make sure that you guys actually stay on top of things as far as with us, and hopefully you guys love it because we love it as well. All right, here's our next one. Boom! Yes, and Rico No Suave Show on Instagram. Yes, on Instagram, everybody. So make sure you go ahead and follow us there.
Follow me.
Follow me. Right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's our next one, everybody. Yes, you already know we are back on Facebook. Yes. Make sure you go ahead and like.
Facebook.
And love. That was her love right there.
That was my love.
Right, so make sure you go ahead and like everything that we're doing on there because we're always uploading content.
Yes.
And we're also going live there as well. All right, here's the next one. Subscribe.
YouTube.
That's all you got to do is subscribe.
Right now.
Hit the alarm to let you know when you're
right, and hit that notification. Right, hit that notification button too. All for our subscribers on YouTube. So make sure you go ahead and follow us there on the Rico No Suave Show. Last but not least, we do have our Mixcloud. Mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. Make sure you go ahead and follow us. This turns into a podcast, right? So it turns into the audio piece. So if you're on the road, you don't want to be watching visual, you want to actually make sure you're listening into this conversation here with Janina. Yeah. Janina. Right? All right, everybody. We got to get out of here next week. We have none other than my man Douglas Collins here. He will be here. He will be virtual, but he will be on the show with us. So get ready for another one. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys as we end off the show. Just like